What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you rocking with me. I promise this is not becoming a booze channel. There just hasn't been a whole heck of a lot on the eBay side to really talk about. I did turn the store back on right before New Year's, so it was turned off for close to 2 weeks, maybe not quite 2 full weeks. Sales have actually been pretty good. We're doing, 1 or 2, sometimes 3 items a day. I did put most of the store on sale. I knocked off 25% almost across the board, basically everything except for the Star Trek toys and a couple other odds and ends. And that's generated quite a few sales actually. So I don't know, I'm probably leaving money on the table on a lot of it, but I kind of want to just clear out as much of my old inventory as possible and get into, a really serious buying season as we get into the spring and the summer months. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. But yeah, so that's all that's going on there. Once we kind of get back in the swing of things, we'll get back to a lot of the sourcing videos and the what sold videos and that kind of stuff. But I was at the grocery store the other day and I passed this Empress 1908 gin. So far we've done nothing but scotches and whiskeys and things, but I actually love gin. Gin was probably my first real serious booze. I'm not gonna lie, what caught my eye was the color. This sort of indigo blue purplish color, and of course my thought was, is that food coloring? But according to the label, the color derives from the butterfly pea blossoms that they use I'm not sure if it's in the distillation or if it's in the aging after the fact. The way it's worded on the label, it's a little bit difficult, but it's named after the Empress Hotel. This is imported from Victoria, BC. Yeah, I don't know. It just, let me just read this label to you because this is what caught my attention. Crafted by Victoria distillers with mixologists from the iconic Empress Hotel, Empress 1908 gin uses hand-selected botanicals infused with delicate butterfly pea blossoms to create its signature jewel tone. Our nuanced distillation process imparts a superior balance of traditional flavors with a Pacific Northwest twist. Now, this is the part that really kind of piqued my interest. Add tonic or citrus and watch the spirit transform. It makes me wonder if it reacts to the citrus and changes color, maybe? Kind of like the way, what's that stuff called with the wormwood? Absinthe, that's what we were trying to remember. We had to stop and Google it.
We had so much absinthe, we forgot what it was called.
We had all of the, we had all of the slang terms for it, but we couldn't come with absinthe. So I'm wondering if it's like absinthe where it changes color. The other thing that caught my attention is that it's actually 85 proof, which is high for gin. Most of the time gin is just a straight 40 proof. The only exception that really comes to mind is Tanqueray 10, which I think is 90 proof. If I remember correctly. I learned that mistake the hard way. I bought Tanqueray 10 without paying any attention. It was just new and I thought it was going to be super good. And I made a gin cocktail and I felt it. I felt it. And if I remember correctly, I think I went home on my lunch break because I only worked around the corner and I was probably having a drink at lunch. Shh. And so I had to wait a little bit before I went back. Anyway, I also sprung for Q tonic. This is really good tonic. I don't usually... It's expensive. This is like $6, I think, this bottle. I don't usually get high-end tonic. For me, I like the Schweppes, and I get the Diet Schweppes too because it's a lot harsher. It's got a, because there's less sugar, it's just not as smooth. And, it's like 99 cents a bottle at Total Wine. So for me, that's generally perfectly fine when I'm making a gin and tonic. But I decided to, get the nice stuff, so to speak. For this one. And then I don't have any fresh lime, so I do also recommend Nelly and Joe's Key West lime juice. I keep a bottle of this around all the time. Anything that calls for lime, I'll usually just pop a squirt in, pause, and unless if I don't have fresh lime. So got that here too. So as always, we're gonna do this 2 ways. We are going to pour a little bit in a shot glass and get a taste of it straight, and then we're going to make a cocktail. And speaking of, I got since this is from Victoria, shout out to Garrick's Head Pub in Victoria, BC, where I got this glass, where we kind of ducked in and had a pretty good little lunch one time, just a little bar when we were in Victoria. crack into this bottle. So yeah, so we're gonna have a little bit straight, and then we're gonna do the Tanqueray and Tonic, or not Tanqueray and Tonic, Gin and Tonic, Empress Gin and Tonic, and see if it changes color. Smells like gin. It's crazy. This would make really fun cocktails if the bottle wasn't so expensive. This was, with taxes and everything, was like $65. It's an expensive bottle. But it's a really cool color. Really, really cool color. Tastes like gin. Honestly, it tastes like a high proof gin.
Is your tongue blue? No.
No? Tongue's not blue? It's really smooth, actually. It burns, obviously, because it's 85 proof, but it's actually really smooth. I like to pour my gin and tonics strong. When I go to the doctor and they ask if you drink, and I say yes, and then they ask you the question about less than 7 drinks a day. Well, the problem is that this is probably the equivalent of 3, because there's probably 3 shots in there. So I never know how to answer that question. All right, a little bit of lime juice. So here, I'll hold this up so we can see together what happens when we add citrus. Oh, yep. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's turning pink. Look at that. Look at that. That's cool. That's cool. I'm also making a little Tanqueray, or not Tanqueray. What am I trying to say? Tonic and lime for Taryn. Too many T's.
All right.
We're gonna crack open this. That's kind of fun. I get a kick out of that. That's fun. Great if you're in a hosting situation or an entertainment situation.
Yeah, we might have to save the rest of the bottle.
Yeah.
Can you sniff it?
The booze? Yeah. That's a cork cap there. All right, so we'll hold this up and we'll see what happens when we add tonic. Does it change color again? Not really. But isn't that kind of, I don't know, I think that's cool. Becomes this purple concoction. My gin to tonic ratio is way off.
Too much tonic?
Too much tonic. I wondered about that because this is a big glass and I didn't have as much ice in there as I normally do. But hey, it's Saturday. And I think we're probably going to save the rest of this so we can share it. Yeah, here, this is pretty cool. So it's floating. Almost got a floater on there. That is really cool.
That's how you should prepare the drink, is the lime and tonic first.
And then the gin on top.
And then stir it.
That is really fun.
I want to taste it. I love gin.
So, yeah, I had never seen this before. I picked this up at Central Market, which is a division of Town and Country Markets, which is basically like a small Whole Foods chain, but they're around the country. I know that they're in Texas as well. And we've got a few of them up here in Washington. I think there's probably 6 or 7 between the 2 brands. But I'm sure you could get this lots of places. EmpressGin.com. I know it's imported by a group out of California. It is gluten-free, if that matters to you. Distilled from corn, it says. Yeah, but pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty good. I would say flavor-wise, it's not my favorite gin. Taryn's shaking her head. She does not like it at all.
I don't dislike it. It's okay.
It's
but
okay.
It's definitely not a delicious gin.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, Minnie's mad that she's not getting any. It's definitely not my favorite gin, no question. I'm a Tanqueray guy. I love Tanqueray. Tanqueray 10 is super smooth. I would probably rather go for Tanqueray 10 over this. Price point's about the same. And 10.
She's just chasing her tail.
She wants to know where Stacy is. She wants to talk to her friend Stacy. Yeah, 10 is 90 proof, and it's the same price point, and it's smoother, and it's got more flavor. This is a little bit... I think generic is the word I would use. It's just kind of like boozy and a little bit botanical, but not really distinctive. But
I like it very herby and botanical.
yeah, we like it to be like very forward with the pine and the juniper, like extremely forward. But from an entertaining perspective, if you were having a party and you wanted to kind of show off, that's a cool effect. And the longer it sits here, the more it kind of almost balances out the way like a black and tan would. It's starting to get darker towards the middle and lighter towards the bottom. So whatever it is, William wants his first taste. So whatever it is that's causing that color change is starting to come to the center. The buoyancy is coming to the center. So from an entertainment perspective, I think it's incredible. I think it's definitely a bottle worth having if you entertain a lot. But strictly from a drinking perspective, I can't recommend it. It's too expensive. You can get a half gallon of, honestly, Kirkland Signature Gin.
Love that one.
Is one of the best gins you can get. The what is it, English dry gin, I think it is.
So, yeah.
That's one of the best gins for your money you can get. As far as just a regular drinking, making a gin and tonic. I use gin in anything that calls for vodka. I don't keep vodka in the house. If I'm at it, well, I was gonna say if I'm at a restaurant, but I haven't been in a restaurant in a year, right? But Bloody Marys, all that stuff. I always use gin over vodka. I think it's a huge flavor step up, generally speaking. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Tanqueray or Costco definitely beats this out in flavor and in price. So
Well, and I think mixed in a drink is good.
yeah,
But definitely not for drinking, sipping on.
yeah, but it is cool. Like I said, if you're entertaining, it's super cool. If you make gin cocktails, if you make layered drinks that use gin, I think that it's great. It's good. The visual, it's great for the visual.
And it's fine flavor for that.
And it's a fine flavor for that, yeah, because there's going to be other liquors in there that are going to balance it out, I guess. So anyway, that's my review. Empress Gin. Victoria, I love you. Canada, I love you. Empress Hotel, I love you, but I don't love the gin. That's all right. I don't regret buying it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time.